Theodore digging on this?
Yeah. Oh, he's got a smile on his face. Hey, James, do you want to have one eye on us?
Oh, wait, it's a little sketchy. He's like, what are these guys up to?
Wait till the harbor master hears about this.
Cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you stay 2 minutes here?
Sure.
So what happened? Well,
we scoped it out the other day, and we decided we'd come down and do a little banner drop for some people, and it went quite well. We didn't get in any trouble or anything, and by some happy accidents, there was a ferry that was on its way to Woodbine when we happened upon them with our banner, and there was some positive responses from the boat.
We got some fist pumps from the boat.
We got some fist pumps
From the
boat.
captain of the other boat. She was pretty.
Yeah, I saw
She was
that.
like this.
Peace sign.
Awesome. So yeah,
There's an old lady
all in all,
waving her
went
gloves
quite well.
around. That was pretty sweet.
while you were on the boat, did you hand out anything?
Yeah, we had a squad that was in the lower deck that was talking to people and handing out flyers for tomorrow's Robin Hood Tour de Finance march at 1 o'clock.
What's that all about?
That's Robbie will explain some.
Tour de Finance is a information march. What we're doing is we're doing a little tour of the 5 major banks in Halifax, their headquarters, and basically it's to raise awareness about the problem with banks in Canada and put it in a Canadian context. Trying to dispel the myth that the banking problems and the global economic crisis are isolated to Europe and the United States, and Canada's been largely unscathed. So we're trying to provide information to people so that they can become empowered to look into our movement and see that there is some major problems going on with the Canadian banking structure as well as the American and European ones.
Where does it start?
1 o'clock, Parade Square. Be there. Be square.
Supposed to say in your
Be there at the square.
Be there at the square.
We have been making this request for some time, and today it actually began for university classes, their teachers to bring their class out here and have class here at the square.
Nice.
And if you're wondering what that pile of colorful balls are, there was an art class that about 15 art students came with their teacher here, and the student made that as a sculpture, and they had about an hour-long discussion about the meaning of that sculpture and the artist described how for him it was a representation of what was going on here.
Cool. You have to sponsor on that.
If anybody would like to know, it's actually 100 balls, 99 little colored balls, and 1 big large concrete ball, representing the 99%. Just to finish on that, just so you know, they talked about how the artist talked about how he knew that because he wasn't going to be here, he didn't know what would happen to the sculpture, and he said that probably if you took any of the balls off, it would collapse. But I'm a little concerned having the dance party here. What would happen to that? Wondering, should we put something around it? Should we try to move it? Yeah.
Pylons. Pylons do not stop people.
Shut up.
I was working.
We're gonna go here.
Okay, there's a group of social work students, 8 social work students, and a professor whose name is Jeff Carabino, who are taking on responsibility for trying to help penetrate the university more, and they will be holding classes here, classes in community development, and they will be trying to recruit more volunteers for the medical tent. Hopefully people who have a little training. So they're work for you. So please write down Jeff Carabino and the School of Social Work.
As of after the June Assembly yesterday, as agreed, I've drafted up a letter to the Oakland Police Department Chief of Police, which, if you like, I could read now, and if everyone likes it, I'll send it off to them. It's relating to the things that are going on there. Just take a minute.
Temperature check?
Temperature check? Does everyone want to hear what we're sending off as a group?
And I will take, and send me input or whatever. But at the moment it says, to Oakland Police Department Chief of Police, Occupy Nova Scotia, Canada, in solidarity with the Occupy movements in New York, Oakland, and around the world, strongly condemns the violent and forceful actions of the Oakland Police Department against Occupy Oakland over the past few days. Occupy Nova Scotia considers the forceful removal of Occupy Oakland protesters to be utterly unacceptable and a violation of Oaklanders' freedom of speech and right to protest in a public space. The violence and brutality committed by the Oakland Police Department as protesters sought to retake the square should make you, as Chief of Police, ashamed and repentant. Occupy Oakland is a peaceful demonstration, yet Oakland Police attacked an unarmed crowd with concussion grenades, tear gas, and rubber bullets. Although we find all of the footage released from the Oakland Police Department's actions against Occupy Oakland, okay, that's a bit wordy, I'll fix that, disturbing, the most shocking of all to watch is police using flash grenades on civilians as they tried to help the veteran Scott Olson, who had suffered a serious brain injury as a result of a police projectile. We wish Scott Olson and his family all the best. Occupy Nova Scotia finds the actions of the Oakland Police Department especially disappointing given the constructive and respectful treatment that we have received from the Halifax Police Department. Occupy Nova Scotia recognises police officers as being a part of the 99% and hopes that, as the Chief of Police, you will weigh this message carefully before again reacting to Occupy Oakland in such a violent and heinous manner. In solidarity with Occupy Oakland and Scott Olson, Occupy Nova Scotia.
Yay.
Very good.
I'd like to, I hope you'll send a copy of that complimentary thing about the Halifax Police, to the Halifax Police.
Okay, yeah. And if people have things they want in it, add CV after. I think that's it. But cool. Sweet.
Some 5,000 people. Almost a practical consideration.
Direct response. For logistical reasons, like obviously we probably can't take down everything on that day. We're going to start, I assume, the day before, maybe a couple of people like start in stages, days prior.
I was just going to amend the proposal because I definitely agree with taking all the tents down, but I feel like we should have at least one up by Nova Scotia.
What I have heard is being a proposal being discussed.
Thank you very much. I do have a direct response to that. A part of the proposal would be that the we would find a space where we can set the tents up, and there are a few possibilities that could be decided outside of this one decision. Because the labor people have said they will provide us trucks and they will help us move everything to wherever we want the tents to be set up. We know that there would be no political resistance towards setting up at the Commons. There would be no political resistance as guaranteed by the mayor today to us setting up in Victoria Square, Victoria Park, which is just further up on I think it's the corner of Spring Garden and South Park up there, which would I think be a perfectly fine location. Speaking for myself, or some other location that would meet our needs during at least the 24-hour period that the veterans want the space.
Over the road, so the cars were blocked. It's just like bike awareness.
Nice.
Dance party tonight, right here. I'm your MC. Gravy leftovers. Please stay for the rally. At 8 o'clock. Thanks, guys. We're coming.
Cocaine is on my butts.
occupy Nova Scotia.